been good at home this season. 30 wins of their 60 have come on home ice here at Prospera Place. 31st would move them on to second round of the Western Hockey League playoffs. The goaltender for the Tri-City Americans might have something to say about that. Winnipeg Jets second round pick Eric Comrie, the 18-year-old from Edmonton, was a WHL Western Conference second team All-Star. He is the Americans' most valuable player this season, and he has been good in this series. Kelowna, they've got a strong goaltender, too. It's Jordan Cook, 20-year-old from Leduc. He's a WHL Western Conference All-Star on the first team, and he is the Kelowna Rockets' team most valuable player. So two terrific goalies in the Western Hockey League trying to backstop their teams into the second round. And right now, the #1 ranked Kelowna Rockets sit in a very good position, up 3-1 on Tri-City.
And make no mistake, Damien talked about it a little bit, that, hey, they want to end this thing tonight. They don't want to have to get on a bus 6.5 hours away to play tomorrow night in Tri-City.
And that building, the Toyota Center in Tri-City, is rocking on Saturday nights. Not what Kelowna wants to do. They want to take care of business. Damon Severson moves it ahead to Colton Heffley. He's got an open man on the far side. Tyrell Colborne got it to Ryan Olsen. A quick test on Eric Comrie, and no problem for the Tri-City Americans goalie. Severson, he'll pinch down from the point. Severson's number 7 for Kelowna. He's led the team in defensemen scoring the past 2 seasons. Sharp angle shot by Merrick to Verdon, and there's Comrie. Couple of shots early on in the first 41 seconds.
Jim Hiller is the head coach for the Tri-City Americans, was an assistant coach with the hockey club going back to the 02, 03, 03, 04 seasons, and then went to the expansion Chilliwack Bruins before making his return here in his 5th year. And pretty good place to be. Bob Torrey, the general manager, does such a great job continually getting his teams into the playoffs.
Kelowna's very balanced up front, but this might be their top line. Merrick de Verdon leading the way, number 17. He has a point in every game in this series. Overage player, Detroit Red Wings property. Forced back in his own zone. He's with a couple of youngsters. 16-year-old Nick Merkley. He's up for Western Hockey League Rookie of the Year. And number 14, Rourke Chartier, who's just 17.
A lot of youth in this lineup, but very talented youth. Yeah, Justin Kirkland to that group of 2, and you have a dynamic trio.
Chartier brings it into the Tri-City end, but Kirkland, Sam just mentioned, he was in a battle and was caught offside.
Brian Huska, the head coach of the Kelowna Rockets, a 3-time MasterCard Memorial Cup champion, was there as the head coach in 2009. And you look at how much control his hockey club has had throughout the course of this series. They've had the lead for 133 minutes. So 80% of the time, it's either been tied or a Kelowna lead in the series so far.
A lot of play early on in this game in the Tri-City zone. Not unexpected. Madison Bowie. Hard pass in front of the net. That was off the skate of Josh Thrower and went out of play.
We've talked so much about Eric Comrie off the top of the show, and for good reason. I mean, here's a guy, when you go back to last year, was so disappointed in the fact that the Subway Super Series and, you know, the opportunity to maybe get a chance to go to Canada's World Junior Team Camp didn't work out because of the double hip surgery, but he's responded well. He got the best possible treatment. The same guy who operated on A-Rod and Mario Lemieux, Greg Norman, so you know he was going to be taking full advantage of those opportunities to get back into the lineup and had a wonderful regular season.
He's an impressive young man, too, just 18 and so focused. Mitchell Wheaton moves it back down behind the net. Kirkland takes a hit. Parker Bowles, he's a Kelowna native. He'll want a big game for Tri-City. Moves it ahead to Jesse Astles. Back in front to Bowles. A redirect stopped by Cook. Americans with their first chance. It was a pretty good one, too.
Astles, the guy who's seemingly found his offensive game here this year. He's been asked to play more of that role ever than in his career.
Cole Lineker trying to go wide. Brandon Carlo. They both fall behind the Tri-City net. Waiting along the boards, Devin McAndrews. He elected to send it in deep. Austin Glover, first man to it for Kelowna. Damon Severson had to be careful. The New Jersey draft pick took a swipe at it, knocked it back into the Tri-City end. Mitch Topping, number 25 for Tri-City. He leads this defensive core in scoring throughout the regular season and the playoffs. And Tri-City is offside, and they are going to take this all the way back into the American zone.
One of the secondary scoring. You're talking about creating that, and here's the chip from Bowles to Astles. He does a great job following it down and then gets it back to Bowles for a good chance. You got to love the chip break in and then go to the net. Excellent play there by the Tri-City Americans, and didn't result in a great shot, but nonetheless a good chance.
This is the line that has produced a lot of the offense for the Tri-City Americans. Brian Williams, number 26, along with Justin Gutierrez, 23, and here's Phil Tott, overage forward, had some injury issues. He's back in the lineup and leads all scorers in this series with 6 points, and sent that one to the net through a screen that Jordan Cook had to be careful on.
Yeah, this top line has been really, really solid, and Phil Tott is a guy, along with Gutierrez, who when you go back through the course of the season, they haven't all been in the lineup at the same time, but when they have, they've been deadly. And now when these three guys are put together throughout the course of this series, it's been really, really solid. But Damien, Rob talked about it off the top of the broadcast. Tri-City needs some secondary scoring other than this top line to help out and to chip in.
Merrick to Verdon. Tried to find Chartier or Merkley. They were both up in the neutral zone. Neither one could touch it. And now Kelowna has to head back to their own zone for a face-off.
Brooke Chartier, the most sportsmanlike player this year, the top defensive forward for the Rockets, and the Scholastic Player of the Year. So you talk about a great player on the ice, but great accolades for him at the end of the year, end of the regular season banquet for the Rockets.
Chartier has points in every game that the Rockets have won in this series. It's a good sign if he gets points. Puck in his skates at center. Gutierrez right on his back. Chartier couldn't get much done. Stadel sends it into the Americans' end. Justin Hammond and Gutierrez there in the corner. Chartier looking for a loose puck. to Verdon's down low, hoping it comes loose. Merkley has it frozen along the boards. Now he kicks it loose. Gutierrez comes up with it. Severson intercepts at the line. Low shot, almost redirected by Merkley. Severson retrieves the puck at center. Very patient. He's a key member of this Kelowna Rockets defense. You'll see a lot of this top line. Tott took a shot. Cook saw it all the way, and he hangs on for the faceoff.
Now, Severson had a great year with 61 points in the regular season, and here's part of the reason why. Good instincts here. As the puck looks to be passed out across ice, he stays in the zone, steps up, makes the interception, sends it towards the net. Severson, such a wonderful story, was drafted out of Bantam in his 08-09 year because of the politics surrounding his hometown hockey. Went and played Bantam. House Lake put up a billion points. And the Kelowna Rockets said, yeah, we'll take a chance on you there, and drafted him in the 9th round.
Topping got a shot. There was traffic. Jordan Cook again makes a big save.
Cook's been really key, and I go back, RJ, to Game 4, and you look at Jordan Cook, and in that second period, there were 3 really good chances for Tri-City to get to within a goal. He stopped all 3 of them right at the buzzer. To me, that was the difference in the game. Everyone talks about Comrie, but Jordan Cook has had an unbelievable year, and he's been awesome in this series for the Rockets.
Jackson Playfair. Riley Stadel moves it to the open side. Kirkland, he can't get it out. Coming down with 17-year-old defenseman Carlo to try to keep this pressure on Kelowna. It's the Americans that have answered that early Kelowna push. Topping, he can't get a shot away, moves it over to Carlo. Low shot, that's blocked in front by 16-year-old defenseman Joe Gantenby, and used anything he could to move it out of the slot area, but didn't clear the zone. Lucas Nichols, number 9 for Tri-City. Americans looking for more production from him in this postseason. He had a good regular season for them. Kelowna finally gets it out of their end. Schmidtly didn't get to center. They'll say that's not icing. Heffley throws ahead as he gets to the corner. Now McAndrews takes a hit from Goulbourne. Puck just out of Goulbourne's reach. Couldn't get a shot, and the Americans get it out of harm's way. Martin. Now it's Madison Bowie. His shot. He's dangerous offensively. 21 goals as a defenseman. You know he can produce. Bowie's the captain. He's a Washington draft pick, number 4 for the Kelowna Rockets. Able to keep it in. Parker Bowles slides it ahead to his line mate. Coming in. Cole McHugh, that took a big bounce off the end boards. Jesse Astles on the backhand. Rang it off the side of the net. Michael Plutnar. He's from the Czech Republic, an import. Holds no look pass to Astles, comes back to the line. Thrower shot, redirected just wide. Americans dictating the play right now. Olsen knocks his man down. Puck stays in, thrower hurries over, but can't keep it in. Astles. With Kelowna on a change, has some time to move in, and he can shoot the puck.
He sure can.
Man, that was just a little high.
Those hands are used this year for more than just fighting. He's got a bomb.
Here's Astles again, number 41, for the first time in his Western Hockey League career. He had more goals than he did fights. 11 goals, just 7 fights, and part of that is reputation, too. Guys know he's tough, don't necessarily want to challenge him.
Part of that is also creating room for yourself.
Cole Lineker, crowd buzzes at Prospera Place as he speeds into the Tri-City end. Scores! Connor Rigby in the high slot, and the Rockets take the early lead.
Great transition by the Kelowna Rockets, and Cole Lineker does an excellent job here. It's a simple chip up the boards, then a good job by Rigby. Now Rigby does an excellent thing here in just waiting and hanging back and being really patient. Lineker takes it in the zone, but it's Rigby who's watching and analyzing the play, paces himself perfectly, finds open ice, pass right on his tape, and the release is there inside the post and in. You have to love the play by Rigby, starting back in his own zone with a simple shove or a stick lift in order to allow that puck to exit the Kelowna zone.
For the third time in this series, the Kelowna Rockets get the first goal of the game. Rigby. He's checked as he got into the Tri-City end. Oh, Brian Williams' side. Hit from Severson coming. Gutierrez intercepts just inside the Kelowna end. Nobody there to reinforce. Kelowna got it out. Kelowna had 6 20-goal scorers this season. Rigby just missed that total with 18, but he's coming through in the playoffs. Severson with a long shot. Cuts off the glass. Came back in front. Now Martin, a low shot. Kicked aside by Comrie. Severson, he tried to put it back in front of the net. Americans don't let that happen. Bouncing puck for Carlisle. Has trouble handling it behind his own goal. Williams with the Kelowna defense on a change. He's able to get to center. One bounces it in on Jordan Cook. Gets a pad on it. Leaves it for his defenseman, Cole Martin.
I like that shot. The one hopper. Those are always terrifying for goaltenders. And if you do it right, you won't allow them to control the rebound and initiate the play. Wotherspoon, his lead pass. Up there was Rodney Southam. Couldn't get it, and it's an icing against Tri-City. Carter Rigby, the first goal, and Kelowna leads. When it comes to Jim Miller and the Tri-City Americans, they have to be the anti-Santa. They can't give away any gifts. They know that this Kelowna team is the #1 team in the Canadian Hockey League, and its depth is spread throughout. They're going to get their chances, but you can't give them extra chances. And for the Kelowna Rockets and Ryan Huska, they want to try and play this game and stretch it out between the blue lines, utilize their speed, utilize that skill. That's one thing that Ryan Huska told us at the morning skate, that Tri-City's done a good job taking some of that away, some of that speed and transition game in the neutral zone. So they'll try and adjust that here tonight.
Right off the face-off, Lucas Nichols speeds out of his own zone. Kelowna able to make sure nothing materialized, and Chris Schmidley, the import from Switzerland, sends it in, lets Tyson Bailey chase after it. Bailey's been on a nice roll for Kelowna, 5 points in his last 3 games in this series. Nichols takes a hit from Joe Gattenby. It's a defenseman factory here in Kelowna, and Gattenby seems to be the next one that people are buzzing about. He's just 16, and he's getting noticed already. He'll jump into the rush. Why not? And he's responsible, too. Now backs off for a change. Parker Wotherspoon, he's just 16 for Tri-City. He's number 37. He's heading off for a change, but logs a lot of important minutes for the Americans, too.
Good bloodline is brother Tyler with the Portland Winterhawks last year, MasterCard Memorial Cup. This year in the National Hockey League with the Calgary Flames.
Topping's pass hit a stick. It still made it out to center to Parker Bowles. Now Astles, they want to let him shoot the puck. He's just got to find his sights a little better. Another high blast. Merkley to Verdon. Traffic in front. It's Bowie. Now covering up for Bowie is Rourke Chartier. Wheaton in a foot race with Bowles. And Wheaton, 6'5", decided to use that frame to knock the puck away. Astles has it under him. Goulbourne retrieves it at the blue line of the Rockets. Now he hits to the front of the net. Merkley gets it to Goulbourne, and Comrie got a piece of it.
He can flat out fly Goulbourne. When he gets up on the rush, you better be well aware of where he is, because he'll blow by in a heartbeat.
And he's a good policeman out there, too. Kelowna is a young team. And Goulbourne, we talked about Astles being a tough customer. Goulbourne would fit in that category, too.
Oh, yeah, he's tougher than Rawhide, and he can throw him a million miles an hour about as fast as he skates.
That shot's off a stick, goes into the corner. Watching the morning skate for Kelowna this morning. A few Tri-City Americans were sitting in the stands watching the practice. And Tyrell Goulbourne made sure he was the man standing right in front of where the Tri-City Americans were watching.
Yeah, and if you weren't sure who it was, he made sure he was close enough to the glass with his helmet turned so you could see his number.
I think they knew.
Sure.
I think they knew.
Just in case.
Damon Severson, he's got some time. Melville, Saskatchewan native. Head up as he makes a move around Brian Williams. Now Joe Gettenby. Long shot off the blocker of Comrie. Hamonic, he bumps with Lineker along the boards. Right in there's Rigby. Phil Tuck can't clear it. Stolen by Glover. Drops it off for Rigby. He likes that high slot middle area. Got another good scoring chance. Wotherspoon, his pass eludes all his teammates and goes down the ice. Still the one goal with 8:35 to go in the first. Kelowna with the lead.
The Kelowna Rockets without their top offensive player in Miles Bell, who in Game 4 of the series, second period, was injured, did not return. And so when we came to the rink today, we weren't sure if he was going to be in the lineup or not. He's obviously not in the lineup, and that's a big loss because throughout the course of these playoffs, he's been a point-per-game guy.
Now, 42 goals during the regular season, led the team in the playoffs with 3 goals. And when you total up the team's total goals from the regular season and playoffs, Miles Bell was in on 25% of Kelowna's offense. So that is a big piece out of their lineup tonight.
And you have to ask other guys at that point to step up. Damian talked about it in the pregame that you're going to need guys like Olsen to step up and Chartier and Merkley. I mean, they have the ability to do that, Madison Bowie. But you have to spread that 25% out amongst a bunch of guys.
Bowie with a shot. Comrie was able to see it through traffic and hung on.
Good stop there by Comrie, and the captain, Madison Bowie. We've touched so much on his game and just how good a skater he is. But anytime a guy like Comrie has the opportunity to see the puck cleanly, you and I can see it there with no traffic, he's going to stop.
Another face-off win for the Rockets. Bowie tries it again. Hit a couple of sticks on the way in. Justin Hamonic, he had it behind the net. Then it took a funny hop. Almost came right in front. Merkley, 16-year-old from Calgary. What a rookie season for him. Drops it off to Chartier. They've had great chemistry. Merrick to Verdon in front. Chartier was looking for that loose puck. Hamonic cleared it, but not out. Merkley goes back to Bowie. There's a shot that's blocked by Playfair. To Verdon, what a move. Tried to go between the legs. Might have put himself at too sharp an angle to tuck it in. Merrick to Verdon can be as creative as anyone. Stick of Riley Stadel getting in the way of that shot from Southam, and it goes out of play.
Good chance here for Taverden, but you look at Chartier. Watch here as the puck goes free. It's a simple stick lift right there. That keeps the puck alive in the offensive zone, and then one quick pass that ends up in Taverden's stick. Excellent defensive play on the backtrack in the offensive zone, and some fancy footwork there by Taverden to get the opportunity for the Rockets.
Dattenby quickly ahead to Schmidley, trying the bank pass. It's a good one. Justin Kirkland was speeding into the Tri-City zone. Kirkland has a flair on Friday Night Hockey to make things happen. A couple of weeks ago in Vancouver, scored 2 beautiful goals. Wheaton with a shot. Comrie the save. Big rebound. Americans are on it. McHugh falls as he just got in the Kelowna zone. Now Bowles trying to kill some time for McHugh to get back on side. Parker Bowles has been dangerous. McHugh a steal. Stopped by Cook. Another chance. That stop by Cook. It's bouncing around. Ascles can't get to the rebound. Kirkland. Off the boards past Topping. He's at the end of the shift. Off to the bench now. Mitch Topping. Western Conference Humanitarian of the Year. A lot of charitable work done by Mitch Topping, and he's produced well for the Tri-City Americans from their blue line. Halfway ahead to Goulbourne. Back to get it. Braden Carlo. Justin Gutierrez has a head of steam. Works to the middle. Almost got in. Following up on the play was Olsen. Good thing he was there because Phil Tott would have been wide open. Carter Rigby, the goal scorer. Trying to do anything he can to get it in the American zone. Tri-City takes over. McAndrews kicks it behind the Kelowna net. Cook calmly slides it to Madison Bowie, who's trying to get ahead of steam. He can absolutely fly, and Tri-City got on him in a hurry to prevent him from making a big rush.
That's part of that neutral zone clogged up that we talked about. Jim Hiller and his team, Tri-City, have done a good job against Kelowna in that department. You need to take guys like Bowie out of the game by doing that.
5:41 to go in the first. Just the Carter Rigby goal so far.
Colton Heffley went to camp with the Minnesota Wild this fall, a former second-round pick in the Bantam draft by the Kelowna Rockets in 2009. And before the game, sitting there with the pucks in front of him. Now, I'm not particularly strong reader, but if you flipped it around, it says win.
You gotta learn to play the cameras a little better.
I like the 3-letter words. They're easy. Cat, hat, win.
That is the focus of the Kelowna Rockets, who are up 3-1, and Tri-City, it's clear they need a win to keep this series going. Parker Wotherspoon, 16-year-old defenseman, doing some good puck work as he eluded a forecheck from the Rockets. First periods have been dominant for Kelowna. When you combine the regular season and the playoffs, head-to-head against Tri-City, they've outscored the Americans 14-1. And yet, tonight's goal, that's 15-1 in first periods head-to-head. Tough to come back against the top team when you dig a hole, but one goal isn't bad.
Well, considering you're looking at teams that were separated by 50 points during the regular season.
Merkley works in front of the net. Nobody there yet. Chartier trying to get in position. There's Taburden. Low shot. Missed the net. Merkley's on it again. Back to Wheaton. That's off a leg. Goes wide. Taburden retrieves it behind the net. He's in tight quarters with Chartier. Mitch Topping. He'll stick with Taburden. Chartier heads to the corner. And he's got Wotherspoon with him. Walking right in. Mitch Wheaton, a great chance. And the Detroit Red Wings draft pick just missed. He's had a great series for Kelowna.
3 assists and no goals.
Wheaton comes back and shows his defensive side. Moves it out to Tyrell Goulbourne. Shot stopped by Comrie. The rebound was right there, knocked loose by Merkley.
That's the, Merkley's got that in his game. He's got a little grease. So if he's around and someone around the net, you better be careful to manage the puck properly. And Comrie learned a good lesson there.
Martin. He let a low shot go. Goulbourne got a piece of it. Martin again finds Goulbourne now in front. Heffley through a screen. That was stopped by Comrie. Kelowna trying to extend this one-goal lead. Coming close a couple of times, but Eric Comrie, the Winnipeg Jets' second-round pick, has made sure his team stays within one. Heffley. Watched closely by Topping. Look back to the line. That option didn't come to fruition. Quick move by Plutnot. That created some space. Now ahead to Gutierrez. Tot had to slow down at center. Everybody back for the Rockets. Gutierrez looked back to the line. Hamonic, there's a chance, but Bailey in front of his own net came up with it. Now he gets the feet going. Ridley with a shot. That's off his stick. It went up high. Severson was down low in the corner to make sure he kept the puck in. Now he'll have to back off. Brian Williams starts the other way for Tri-City. He led them in points in the regular season. Severson, lead pass. It's a good one. Spotted Bailey. 3 Rockets in on this rush. Bailey. Off a stick, went wide of the net. There's a broken stick causing some problems in the Tri-City zone. Madison Bowie intercepts at center, sends it right back to the Tri-City end. Parker Weatherspoon, he was Tri-City's Rookie of the Year. Patient behind the net. Moved it to thrower. He got it up to center to 16-year-old Ty Comrie, the younger brother of Eric.
Comrie's everywhere. Bill Comrie at the morning skate this morning.
Turtle. Head to Devin McAndrews. Riley Stadel. He sent things the other way. Rigby into the corner. Takes a look around. Lineker's with him. Rigby takes the hit. Lineker takes the puck. Now it's Carlo. On Rigby. Rigby comes up with a puck. Poked away by Southam. A good heads-up play. And now Kelowna has to regroup back into their own end.
Well, that weak side defenseman for Kelowna in the offensive zone is really active. And if you're Tri-City, you have to be heads up. You have to have your head in the swivel to see where that guy is.
Mark Chartier to Rigby. Back in front. Oh, what a chance. Comrie came over and made a brilliant save. And Kelowna's lead remains at 1. That's the Eric Comrie that has to be here for the Tri-City Americans if they hope to extend this series to 6 games.
Oh, brilliant stop, RJ. And no sooner did I say that weak side defenseman has been really active. You see Madison Bowie jump up onto the rush, and Rigby, again, with a great patient play to set him up. And the Kelowna Rockets starting to fire on all cylinders here. 16 shots on goal. Watch the right side of your screen. You'll see Madison Bowie jump up into the play. A weak side defenseman. He's going all out to get there. And when he gets there, he stops. Comrie gets across so fast. When you want to talk about that hip surgery and getting the hips repaired, maybe better range, I think that's a good example of it right there.
Kelowna relentless right off the faceoff. Wheaton. Shot hit a stick. Chartier, he spun and fired. He was blocked in front. Hamonic. He got it out now. An odd man chance, but they're saying it was hit by a high stick, so that chance will never happen for Tri-City.
Just trying to stem the tide here. The Tri-City Americans. Jackson Playfair acquired from Spokane for Marcus Messier back on January 10th. A deadline deal. Just give him a little bit more grit. Is the son of Phoenix associate coach Jim. And he took over number 24, which was worn by his brother Austin during camp. And Austin with the team here, but not in the lineup.
Wheaton, he's had a few chances this period. Another one stopped by Comrie. Merkley, he's on fire. The 16-year-old came right in front again. Comrie was sharp.
A little more of that grease in Merkley's game.
Playfair, stick handles up to center, drops it off for Nichols, got it back to Playfair. Heading to the front of the net was McHugh. Puck never got to him. Toppin. Can't find a lane. Put it in front. That's kicked to the boards by Bowie. Nichols, he and Bowie collide in the corner. Merkley ahead to Chartier. Taverden's up ahead on the play. Now he gets the pass. Bowie's joined the rush. Taverden back to Chartier. Puck bounced. Couldn't get a quick shot. Chartier will get it though. Right back to the line. Heffley fans initially. Not much time. And Severson's late shot is blocked and didn't get to the net. And it ends with a 1-0 lead after 1 for Kelowna. Damon Severson, fresh ice. Slides it to his defense partner, Cole Martin. Goalborn had his stick lifted. They won't call it icing. Puck poked loose by Olsen. Comrie thought he had it. Nobody was there for Kelowna, so Tri-City able to bring it out of their own zone. This is their big line of Todd, Gutierrez, and Williams. They've accounted for 7 of Tri-City's 9 goals in this series. They need to find a way to get some offense. There's an early chance. Williams the shot. Cook kicked it aside. Gutierrez right away in on the rebound. Gutierrez had the game-winning goal in the lone win in this series for Tri-City. That was in Game 3. Goalborn knocks the puck down. Now he's got a lane to walk right in. Tried to pass instead, looking for Severson, who was in on the play, and he couldn't reach the pass.
Nice to be unselfish, but that's a perfect opportunity for Goalborn to take a shot, especially having the goalie move lateral.
Wheaton chasing after it. Won't be icing. Madison Bowie leaves it for Wheaton. Right away on him is Playfair. Wheaton comes out of that. Back in front of his net to his captain Bowie. Now down the ice. Kelowna made that look easy. Merkley circles the net. Cross ice pass. It bounced as it got to Bowie. Now he'll have to use his speed as Nichols closes in, but Madison Bowie doesn't lose many foot races.
Well, Nichols got pretty good wheels too. He did close some ground on him, but couldn't quite get there.
Parker Wotherspoon takes a look over both shoulders. Easily clears the zone. Southam takes a shot. That's caught by Cook. And he hangs on with Playfair on his doorstep, and Cook gave him a little whack as he went by.
Well, Cook hasn't been tested too often in this game, and that at times can be challenging for a goaltender as well. But throughout the course of his regular season, he was brilliant with the Kelowna Rockets, and here in his overage year, getting an opportunity to possibly take this team to the Mastercard Memorial Cup in London in May.
Puck turned over. Bo McHugh, a great chance, and there's Jordan Cook like he's been all season for the Kelowna Rockets, bailing his team out when they make a mistake, makes the save and hangs on.
McHugh is named the AM's most sportsmanlike player, and off the draw, Kelowna actually gets possession, but it's turned over there as the puck slips away, and McHugh gets it in the slot just underneath the hash marks, but Cook makes a good save. And the reason I say that, RJ, is because when you have possession of the puck, you think you're going to clear it, and as a goaltender, you might be lax. And he was focused the entire time, so that when that puck was turned over, he was in perfect position to make the save, and makes another stop here to settle things down, try and get Kelowna to reset in their own zone. But good on Tri-City. They've come out with a lot of gusto here to start this second period.
It's clear what the message was from Jim Hiller. Get some shots. Let's test Cook. They've outshot Kelowna 4-0 early on in this period. They only had 7 shots in the whole first. 4 already here in the first 2 minutes of the second. Rigby, he's had the hot hand as the lone goal. Eric Comrie got to the top of his crease and stopped Rigby.
Rigby was a guy who last year was dealing with shoulder issues himself, and so getting the opportunity here this year healthy has been a really good find. And we touched on it earlier in the game with Miles Bell out of the lineup, providing roughly 25% or in on 25% of Kelowna's goals. A guy like Rigby's going to have to step up. He scored a goal here tonight, but he's been creating all night long.
Bailey kicked out of the faceoff. In comes 17-year-old Justin Kirkland against Rodney Southam. Kirkland wins it. Stale. He's the only Kelowna Rocket without a point in this series. That was a difficult shot for Comrie to stop. Nichols uses that speed again. Weak shot. Cook kicks it to the corner. Playfair shielding it along the boards. Now comes back to Hamannik. He wants to shoot it. That's blocked in front by Bailey. Kirkland's up ahead of the play. Now catching up to him is Schmidli. Kirkland, he gets a rough ride along the boards by Wotherspoon. Visions of his brother. Big defensive play, and then Wotherspoon with the big hit, and does not retaliate after Kirkland does. In the first power play of the game will go to Tri-City.
Kirkland's a slippery player. He's a tall guy, but he's got really good stick skills. But Wotherspoon's not buying an announce. Times the hit perfectly, and then sends Kirkland to the ice. He didn't like it. He goes right back at Wotherspoon after, goes up into his grill, and takes the penalty. I mean, you want to talk about a bright future. How about the defenseman, Wotherspoon, for the Tri-City Americans? Rookie of the year, really strong on his skates, and came into camp and they weren't sure what he was going to be. 3 weeks into the season, Wotherspoon ends up in their top pair.
And he can shut players down, and he's out there on the power play right now as a 16-year-old. Power play hasn't been great for Tri-City in this series. 1 for 15. And over the last 13, Kelowna has been perfect killing them off. This power play is brought to you by Power Rocks. Get charged up.
That's obviously an area, you get limited chances if you're the Tri-City Americans going against the #1 team in the CHL. You've got to take advantage of your power play opportunities.
Tri-City needs a goal. They're down 1 early on in the second period. This is an elimination game. A Kelowna win, and that means they're moving on to the second round of the Western Hockey League playoffs. Tri-City trying to force a Game 6 tomorrow back home on the power play now. Wotherspoon has to stop it with his skates. Sends it back behind the net. Brian Williams, he's tied up by Cole Martin. Martin was plus 61 during the regular season, so defensively he can take care of business.
And definitely a number he takes pride in and pays attention to.
Goulbourne ahead to Lineker. Maybe a short-handed chance. Severson's in on this too. Lineker tried to get it to Severson again. Wotherspoon was the man that didn't let that pass through.
Twice with a good stick for Wotherspoon. Multi-talented effort for this guy in the game here tonight.
And Wotherspoon leads the power play into the Kelowna end. Drops off for Tot. Bowles back to Tot. Tot leads Tri-City in scoring in this series. 6 points in the 4 games. Tot in front. Nobody there to redirect a shot. Tot's hit by Wheaton. Comes to Wotherspoon at the line. He couldn't keep it in, and Topping has to go back with 30 seconds to go in the power play.
I'm big, RJ, on the up-ice pressure, and we've seen it from Kelowna here on this penalty kill. I think it can be really disruptive when you send that up-ice pressure as opposed to allow the team just to enter the zone and set up.
Pass back to the line, and Michael Plutnar wasn't there in time. He'll have to hurry. Ryan Olsen's hot on his heels. Plutnar gets away from him. Smooth skating up ahead to Gutierrez. He flies into the Kelowna end. Now in front of the net. Plutnar wanted to keep going. He was there, but had his stick tied up and couldn't get a shot on Cook.
Opportunity for Gutierrez to get out there. Justin Gutierrez has really unearthed his offensive potential. Has been moved up to that top line. Had for a time with Tot and Williams. He grew up in a family of 11 children. Comes out of Anchorage, Alaska. His brother Moises once played for the Everett Silvertips. Going back to the mid-2000s. Kyle Beach, part of that club. The older brother, almost 10 years older, was a good role model for him. And they're similar in size, although Moises was a thicker guy. And I think Justin will end up thickening out. When he does, he'll be a load and tough guy to deal with.
And that will be it for the penalty to Kirkland. He'll join this rush as DeVerden comes in. Pass in front of their own net. Nichols was there, made a nice move, another nice one. And Nichols speeds to center. Goes to the outside, tied up enough by DeVerden that he couldn't control the puck. Merkley ahead to Chartier right away. Brandon Carlos on him. Chartier gets it again. Pass back to DeVerden and a big glove save by Eric Comrie. His big line for Kelowna, testing the Tri-City goalie again.
RJ, you hear so much about a collapsing defense, and you want to do that to help Eric Comrie out. But when you do that, you have to pay attention to what's coming behind you. And look at all 4 Tri-City players down with their eyes facing their own net. That leaves DeVerden wide open, trailing the play. Chartier gets it back to him, and DeVerden didn't get enough on that shot from where he was. But the same sort of thing has happened repeatedly against Tri-City, where they want to come down, and the intentions are good, but you have to be aware of what's happening in the high slot. It's been open all night for Kelowna.
Off the face-off, Austin Glover. Another dangerous pass in front of the net. Kelowna couldn't get to it. High Comrie's shot. That's wide of the net. Comes all the way back into the Tri-City end. Josh Thrower moves it across to Plutnar. That pass hit a stick. Now Wheaton takes a look. He's ahead of Bowles. Thrower with a shot. That's deflected in front. Another good chance for Astles. We saw him shoot the puck in the first period. This one was on net and stopped by Cook. Bowles knocks the pass down. Got it to Bo McHugh. McHugh's from Colorado Springs, turned 19 in January. Carlo. Pitch down. Puck kept in by Bowles. Wheaton, some stick handling in front of his own net. Got it ahead to Bailey, but the Rockets were offside. Just the lone Carter Rigby goal from the first period is all the scoring we have so far.
Once again, please welcome back Ian.
Goulbourne had a steam, handled by Carlo. Gutierrez in there trying to help out. Goulbourne bumps in the corner. Bailey's shot. Comrie got a piece of it. Olsen quickly on it in the corner. He fell, then gets a rough ride by Gutierrez. Phil Tott comes the other way for Tri-City, and just offside was Brian Williams. Not by much.
Brian Williams comes out of California. His parents, Ken and Janine, were watching Wayne Gretzky at the Forum after he was traded to the Kings. They got their son into roller hockey. They became season ticket holders with the Ducks. And at about 8 or 9 years old, Williams went to a hockey game, said, hey, I like this thing. He bugged his parents to get him skates and picked it up like nothing, like he'd done it his whole life. And that's how he entered into the game of hockey. He and Eric Comrie grew up playing together. The LA Selects under 16 program, and here they are together again. It's been about 10 years for the two, and both fathers were here. I saw Ken this morning at the morning skate with Bill Comrie. They traveled the 6.5 hours from Tri-City to get here, and they've known each other for so long. There's a lot to talk about in that ride with the history of 10 years between their kids growing up playing together.
Talk about two key players on Tri-City. Eric Comrie, of course, their most valuable player, and Brian Williams led them in points with 36 goals, 56 points. Good chance here. 3-on-1 developing. Playfair along with Hamonic, and Hamonic tied up by Stadel. Hamonic couldn't get a shot away, but Stadel will take a penalty. And another power play coming up for Tri-City.
Hamonic with a great job from the draw here to help draw this penalty. You'll see him bust out, and it's a simple chip off the boards, and once they're able to get it by Stadel, it turns into an off-man rush. And of course, having to come all the way back was Stadel, and commits the infraction when doing so. Great job there by Hamonic. Right off the draw, just busted through his check. Little chip off the boards to get it out, and Stadel had to boogie his way back.
Kelowna's up in the series 3-1, but the second period has been the best one for Tri-City. They have outscored Kelowna in the series 6-4 in the second. Second power play of this period for Tri-City. They're 0 for 1, only had one shot on goal. Kelowna has killed off the last 14 Tri-City power plays in the series. Parker Wotherspoon. Front of his own net, being watched by Heffley. Pass out to center. Tots open. Now Brian Williams enters the Kelowna end. Cole Martin. He stopped it, but he was pressured immediately. Williams, some good stick handling against Martin. Martin trying to stick with him. Nowhere to go for Martin. And Williams, all kinds of bodies right there. Phil Tott trying to dig it loose. Good scrum along the board. Severson, Martin playing physical against the Tri-City power play. Severson making sure Williams can't get to the front. Puck comes back to the line. Wotherspoon. Topping, redirected in front of the net. Topping, another shot. That's blocked by Goulbourne, and that gets a big cheer from the fans at Prospera Place. Goulbourne lifts to the bench.
That'll leave a mark.
Williams dumps it into the corner. Severson chops at it. Puck goes up in the air. Kelowna knows where it is. Ryan Olsen dives just to get it out, and it wasn't a dive, it was a trip. And Tri-City's power play will come to an end.
So much pressure being applied by Kelowna, even while shorthanded. And Bulls obviously disagreeing with the call as he makes his way to the penalty box. Olsen does go down rather easily there, but Goulbourne does a great job, and you can see he gets it in that ankle area. And I watched him as he skated to the bench. He was walking down, up and down the back of the bench behind the rest of the players with his stick turned upside down, using it as a walking stick and pounding it on the floor in frustration.
So Parker bowls a hooking call. Will play 4-on-4 for 26 seconds. And then Kelowna will get its first power play of the game. And it's a power play that's been good. 5 power play goals in this series. They've had a goal on the man advantage in every game in this series. Wheaton. His shot's up high. Braden Pertil. Got it to center. Brought Courtney Southam takes a look around, elects just to dump it in, stayed on the dasher board, and then came off and hit Cook in the upper body. Nobody back there for Tri-City, so he had time to make a play. Penalty to Stadel is over. Now it's a power play for Kelowna. In this series, 5 for 19. Cook leaves it behind the net for Madison Ballard. 21 goals during the regular season. He was second on the team in defenseman scoring behind Damon Severson. Bailey walks in, and there's Comrie with a save and then quickly pounced on the rebound.
Tyson Bailey back in the lineup here for these playoffs. Missed the last month of the season with the Rockets, and you see Bowie initiating the rush. Right there, it was going to be called icing, but it was picked off by Hamonic, and as he slowed it down, Bailey picked up the trash. He got a good shot. Bailey doesn't miss often. He's one of those players who's got a good knack for the net. And he seems to always be in the mix. One of those guys that continually has been told, you can't do this, you can't do that, and continually proves people wrong.
Here's where Miles Bell is missed. On Kelowna, led them in power play goals. He's injured, not playing tonight for the Rockets. Tyson Bailey, he's been good of late. 5 points over his last 3 games. Madison Bowie smoothly to center. This time lifts it over Hamonic to Verdon. All the way to the other side to Kirkland. Chips it to Bailey. Kirkland steals, gets it back to Wheaton. His shot goes off his stick. Now it's way up in the air and batted out to the neutral zone by Justin Hamonic. Wheaton slows things down. Quietly dumps it into the Tri-City end. Just 20 seconds to go in this power play now. McHugh right back 200 feet behind the Kelowna net. Not much time now in the power play. Damon Severson fully aware. He picked up speed behind the net. Into center. Dumped it in. Chasing after it, Chartier and Merkley. Comes over to Verdon. He tried to tuck it in. And Comrie quickly got over and made the save. Out of the penalty boxes, Bulls. Tri-City back to full strength. McHugh. A sharp angle shot, and that tested Jordan Cook. Made the save. Covered up. It's still the Rockets leading Tri-City 1-0. Past the midway point here on Friday Night Hockey. We're into the playoffs. This is first round action between Kelowna Rockets, number 1 ranked team in the CHL, and the Tri-City Americans. They got the 8th seed in the Western Conference. This is game 5 of the series. Kelowna with a win can end things. They lead 3-1. They lead this game 1-0. Severson's pass. Up to Goulbourne at center. He blocked a shot earlier. Looks to be fine now. Glover's pass to Rigby. That's too far ahead for him to reach. Now Kelowna's offside. They have to get back onside. Lots of time for Josh Thrower. Former Calgary hitman sends it into the Kelowna end. Mitchell Wheaton, pick of the Detroit Red Wings. Great lead pass to Rigby. And look how far Comrie's out to make the save, and he absorbs it. No rebound. Hangs on for the whistle.
Rigby's got really good offensive instincts, and they're really starting to shine in this game. Now watch as he takes this pass from Wheaton. He'll just angle his body inward. He's a left shot, so he knows he's got a bit of clearance there on Thrower and just kind of bumps him out of the way and allows full range of motion to take a good slap shot there. But as we talked about, when Comrie can see it cleanly, he's going to stop it.
Lucas Nichols has been skating well for Tri-City. Everybody back for Kelowna. Playfair bumps his man. Lucas gets to it in the corner. He and Lineker having quite a battle for the puck. Playfair gets it to Topping. Takes the shot. Takes a shot. Missed the net. Carlo had Rigby in front of him. Sent it back for Nichols. Topping. He pinched down. Now he has it. Leaves Carlo with the pass. That one's off a stick. Stadel blocked that. Topping. His shot's blocked and bounced out to center. Americans are on it again. Playfair looks to the net. Comes all the way back to Carlo. Some time to shoot, but that's way too high. Astles pokes it past one man. Can't find time to get a shot away. Topping. He let one go. It was blocked front, play fair. Couldn't spin and fire. Arlo ahead to Astles. He'll track it down. 3 Americans in on this play, but the pass was behind McHugh. Things have opened up here. Kelowna now looking for an odd man rush. DeVerden works in. Merkley pokes it back to DeVerden. McHugh, he came back but then fell. DeVerden, Chartier missed an edge. Up DeVerden. Off the backboards. Tucks it in. It's 2-0 Kelowna.
McHugh does a really good job coming back for Tri-City, but after the stick lift, he can't maintain possession of the puck, and then from there, the Kelowna Rockets start to rock and roll. There's DeVerden. You see McHugh comes all the way back. That's an excellent play, but now he can't control it. DeVerden sticks with it, makes a nice move, and he is well aware that off the end boards that are lively here, he's ready to take the rebound off the Chartier shot, and he buries it. Comes out to challenge the shot. When he does so, he's far enough out of the net that DeVerden sitting there beside the post can just whack it in.
Merrick DeVerden has a point in all 5 games in this series. 5th point.
Picked up RJ from the Vancouver Giants for a 2nd-round pick in 2014, and he started playing with Grand Rapids at the end of last year, and then started this year in Toledo on the East Coast League, and things weren't working out. So looking for depth of scoring. Bruce Hamilton gets in touch with Scott Bonner. They make the deal, and he's been really good here for the Rockets.
Ryan Husk has found a really good fit with the youngsters Rourke Chartier and Nick Merkley. It has been a very good line for Kelowna. McHugh sends it ahead for Astles. Sharp angle. Cook had the low short side angle and was able to make that save and hangs on.
Cook having to be sharp once again here. Those bad angle shots, you got to be really careful with them, because oftentimes if you don't get them cleanly, they'll end up in front of the net. So Astles, realizing he didn't have a ton of support, figured he'd just throw it on net anyways to see what would happen. We saw Astles last year playing with the Saskatoon Blades.
Had a bad wrist injury, and the way he's shooting the puck, you know that injury's healed.
He and Jordan Cook were one-time teammates here in Kelowna, so they know each other really well.
Klutnar got some time to shoot. That was a knuckleball that Cook had to stop. Tri-City's offside. Comrie touched it. And we're going to have a fight behind the play. It's Josh Thrower and Tyrell Goulbourne. And both trying to throw some rights. Both landing some rights. Toe-to-toe. Thrower and Goulbourne not budging. Both landing those right hands. Oh, wow. Neither one would back down. Right hand after right hand. Thrower and Goulbourne. And that has both benches up in the crowd here at Prospera Place out of their seats.
That was 80 stuff right there. My goodness. These two guys end up behind the play, so there's not much going on there, but Thrower says, hey, I'm looking for a spark, and Goulbourne says, you want a spark? You got all the spark you can get right here. And so there they go. Man, oh man.
Well, Josh is the younger brother of Dalton Thrower, and he made a name for himself in the Western Hockey League. He's now graduated on, played this year with the Vancouver Giants, but he was a tough defenseman, and Josh just turned 18 on March 17th, and he clearly has that Thrower toughness, too.
My labrum started to hurt watching that one. Oh, my goodness.
I'm just impressed you know what a labrum is.
Yeah, you're around baseball for a couple of years, you get that one figured out. There was no holds barred there. Give a little, take a little.
Well, Matt had both benches raring to go. Big line versus big line right now. Todd can't keep it in. DeVerden quickly over to Chartier. He'll slap it into the corner. Makes a funny hop off the glass. And a slow whistle as the puck got caught up in the netting above the glass. A 2-0 lead as Merrick Taverden and Carter Rigby have the goals for Kelowna.
Can't say enough about what Ryan Huska has done behind the Kelowna Rockets bench, and it's been that kind of season. The CHL best 57 wins. That's a franchise record. 118 points, franchise record. Ranked first in the Canadian Hockey League for 11 straight weeks, and 29 road wins ties the WHL record with the Portland Winterhawks from last year. Just destroying the Kelowna Rockets record books here this year with a record-setting season.
Chartier in front of Merkley. They just failed to connect. Gutierrez the other way, lightly to the corner. Cook read that play. His pass was able to get outside the zone. And to take that just a step further on how good a season it was, Kelowna did not lose back-to-back games in regulation all season long.
That's consistency for you.
They had a couple of games where they lost one in regulation and then lost in a shootout. Happened 3 times, but never 2 in a row in regulation. That is tough when you're down 3 games to 1. You need to win 3 straight. Tri-City knows it's a tough test. They'd love to be the first team to be able to do it. Kelowna hasn't given them much opportunity so far. Latter stages of the second period, it's 2-0 for the Rockets. Bailey's pass, that hit a skate. Southam comes the other way. He's from Saskatoon, and Nichols was offside on the play.
When you look at this Tri-City team in 11 straight years in the playoffs, they had a string of 40-win seasons. 7 of them come to an end this year, but it was still, you know, that kind of year for Jim Hiller where he looks at his hockey club and says, yeah, we're going to get younger. Or not often are we in a rebuilding phase, but that's what Bob Torrey and Barclay Parnetta have done here, is kind of rebuild this team yet still be in the playoffs. That's a huge luxury to be able to do that.
Glover, first man in, got it to Cole Lineker. Tried the return feed behind the net. A good stick by Brandon Carlo. Broke that up. Captain of the Americans, Mitch Topping. He's an overage player. He's from Red Deer. Sent it out to center. Southam finished his check. Carlo can't get it past Rigby the first time. Came right back to him. Over everybody's head. Cook tips it to the corner. Stadel behind his own net. Kelowna out to center. Good pickup by Rigby off the skates. Waits for some help. It's Ryan Olsen. He's a draft pick of the Winnipeg Jets. Takes a hit. Keeps on ticking. Witherspoon knocked Olsen down. Nichols hit by Rigby. In to help out is Bo McHugh. Trips up in the corner. Lutnar takes the puck. Physical play now for Kelowna. In on the forecheck. Hitting everybody in a Tri-City uniform. Poked loose at the line. Nichols to McHugh. His shot missed the net. And that will come all the way out to the neutral zone. Here's an odd man rush for Kelowna. Bowie jumps into the play. Put it right through the top of the crease. Nobody was there for the Rockets. Parker Bowles stopped up, and now everybody's back for Kelowna. Gutierrez pinned up against the boards by Wheaton. Astles digs it loose. Gets it back to Carlo. Couple of stick handles, and then right in front of him was Chris Schmidley, and it was blocked.
And there's a rookie mistake there, but you can see from Carlo some good things there. You got to run up, take that puck, pull it off the board so you can avoid the blocked shot.
Astles comes barreling into the corner with a hit, a hooking penalty is coming up to Kelowna. So another power play for Tri-City.
So the Detroit draft pick, Gutierrez, with a good head of speed, tried to get around him, and Wheaton pinched him off at the pass, but got the stick up parallel to the ice. For that, he'll head to the box and give Gutierrez credit for fighting through the check to draw the penalty.
Tyrell Goulbourne in there with Mitchell Wheaton. He had that fight against Thrower. You can see his right hand that was very busy in that fight is getting some ice.
But everything else is fine. It's like he went to the store to get milk or something. Unbelievable.
Tri-City power play, it hasn't done much so far. 0 for 2 in the game with just one shot. 2.5 to go here in the second. Tri-City's down by 2. Phil Tott leads them in points in this series. Parker Bowles. Return feed from Tott, and Bowles scores on the power play. And Tri-City closes to within 1.
Most times in the offensive zone, the best way to create is with the give and go, and that's exactly what happens here. Excellent job between Tott and Bowles. Here comes Tott on the rush. A little bit of a slip up, but he enters the zone, taps it back for Bowles, and then Tott waits, gets it right back onto the tape of Bowles, and into the back of the net it goes. Excellent teamwork there to bring the Tri-City Americans to within a goal.
Parker Bowles with his first goal of this series led the team in assists during the regular season. One of the guys they lean on to produce offensively, and it's back to a one-goal game. Merkley trying to work his way in, and the puck winds up going into the crowd.
Well, that's it when it's Parker Bowles. Jim Hiller said this morning that he's arguably his most creative offensive guy, and I think you saw some of it on the rush there, and a good job playing catch with Phil Tott before he buries it. And that's got to give the Americans a lot of confidence here. 2 minutes, 5 seconds left. You're on the road, tough building to play in, #1 team in the CHL, and the Ams are keeping it tight.
Face-off wing for Kelowna. Bowie with a shot. It was up high on Comrie. Deflected in front. Knocked it down, and right away the Americans were there to make sure Kelowna didn't get to the rebound. Parker Wotherspoon. There's a good indication why Tri-City's in love with how good he is at 16. Skated that puck out of trouble.
A couple big hits tonight. He's had a solid game. He's got a bright future.
Justin Hamonic. Hands on his pass. Merkley drops it off for Taverden. And there's Wotherspoon again to poke the puck away from Taverden and prevent Kelowna from getting a chance. Here's a 2-on-1. Southam has Playfair, decides to shoot, put it a little high. Charche saw a hit coming at center. Now it's stolen by Lucas Nichols. There's those two good skaters again, Nichols and Bowie, and stride for stride. Bowie didn't let him enter the zone.
I'd throw Goulburn in that three-man race. That'd be a lot of fun to watch.
Bowie tries the bank pass. That was read by Carlo. Into the final minute of the second period, things remain close. A 2-1 lead for Kelowna. Phil Tott. Talked to him in the first intermission, and he does not want this to be his last game of junior hockey. Would love to force a game 6 and set up the only goal so far for Tri-City. Rigby, watched by Gutierrez. They'll continue their battle behind the net. Rigby comes up with it. Ryan Williams poked it off his stick. Rigby got it again. Sent it back to Severson. He walks in a little bit. Didn't shoot, though. Passed off to Rigby. Back to Severson. Cross ice pass to Bailey. That hit a stick. Martin to Severson. He shoots. That's way up high. Martin back down low. Less than 10 seconds to go in the period now. Kelowna has to get something to the net. The crowd warning the Kelowna Rockets. They have to shoot. Severson does. And it's blocked by Williams. A late flurry by Kelowna. But they will head to the third period with a slim 1-goal lead. That's so true. They do a great job with their draft picks, and it's been a good fit for Taverden with Rourke Chartier and Nick Merkley. We've talked about that, a 16 and 17-year-old. It's been a very good line for Kelowna.
I think there's an element there where he can take some leadership, which is probably a position he hasn't been in a lot of his career, and that's probably part of the reason for his success.
Kelowna would love to play a lot of this period in this end. They lead by 1. Lead the series 3 games to 1. Dangerous bouncing puck at center. Severson handled it well. Got it to his defense partner, Cole Martin. He returns the puck to Severson. Now ahead to Olsen. Heffley. End of a shift for him. Brandon Carlo, 17-year-old defenseman, wraps it around. Nichols can't knock it down. Bowie got it in front. Carlo broke that up. Phil Tott gets to center. Carlo tapping his stick. He wanted that pass. Long reach, was able to poke it past Bowie. Nichols steals behind the net. Can't get it in front. Chartier staying right with him. Bowie heads to the corner to pick up the puck, and now the Kelowna Rockets come the other way. Nick Merkley, Western Conference Rookie of the Year in the Western Hockey League. He'll go up against Nikita Sherbak of the Saskatoon Blades for the Western Hockey League honor.
And I think 2 likely first-round picks. I think Sherbak's a cinch to be taken in the first round, and I think Merkley, a year from now, will be in a similar situation.
Ice pass. Bailey has to wait for it at center. Pressured by Wotherspoon. McHugh works his way into the Kelowna zone. Rockets will be conscious not to give up odd man chances. They were all back. Schmidley works to center. Poked off his stick by Wotherspoon. Astles sends it in. Cook. That was a little more adventurous than he had planned. Off the glass, came in front, had to catch it.
Wearing the famous white jerseys here tonight are the Kelowna Rockets, and good story this morning. They got on a pretty good run on an Eastern road trip, and they decided that, hey, things are going good. Maybe we won't wash the jerseys. Well, the streak extended maybe far beyond what they thought. The jerseys started to take on a life of their own. To the dismay of the coaches and the opposition.
That gives you a little more time in the corner to make a play. Nobody wants to go near you.
And you figure, you know what, when they start to turn color, it's probably time to throw them in the wash. Or start to stand up on their own without a hanger.
Give the equipment guys a lot of credit. They've got the white back in them.
Well, it's a veteran move, because if you're the equipment guys, you're saying, hey, we don't want to wash these things. That's more work for us, right? We used to do it with the Blue Jays all the time. Don't tell anybody. And so, yeah, they brought the white back, a little bleach in there.
In the Western Hockey League, they'll wear the whites on the road for the first half, and then second half wear the whites at home. Fans get to see all the jerseys that way. McHugh to center. Kelowna again in a good defensive position. Madison Bowie, he'll have right to the red line before he confronts a Tri-City player. Michael Plutnar. Lead pass, a hard one to Astles. He got a piece of it, so it won't be icing. Tyrell Goulbourne. He's played a hard-nosed game for Kelowna as usual.
Tri-City just hanging around, doing a good job here. Pucks get in, they move them out quickly. Do a good job stepping up in the neutral zone, take away some of that speed from Kelowna.
Rockets, the third stingiest team in the Western Hockey League as far as goals against. And that puck wound up going off the dasher board and up and hit the netting, so I'll whistle it down for going out of play.
Well, there's Goulbourne saying, hey, I'll take you on, Gutierrez, no problem. I don't care if you're bigger. And Gutierrez is skating away saying, yeah, don't worry. Don't worry about it. There they go. Still yapping on their way to the bench. And Goulbourne, no stranger to doing that. He took on Joe Mahan last year of the Portland Winterhawks and let him have it.
And Joe Mahan is a big man.
He is. No fear in Goulbourne's game. And take a wild guess as to who drafted him. The bullies. The Broad Street bullies.
Their kind of player. Parker Wotherspoon, what a great first year it's been for him in the Western Hockey League. He keeps this up, he might only have a couple more.
I've loved his game here tonight. I mean, a lot of composure for a young man.
Rodney Southam. He's being watched closely by Kelowna. Finally, they create the turnover. Merkley right there. Chartier hoping for a loose puck. Southam puts it off the boards and got it to center for a moment. Wotherspoon has time. Tight turn in the corner. Looks ahead. Nobody open right now. Forwards are on a change. Hands off to Hamonic. Cole Martin off the glass. And no icing. Play carries on. We've played 4.5 minutes here in the third period. Tri-City down by 1. They need to win this game to extend their season. Martin being watched by Todd. Off the pass ahead, Ryan Williams intercepts. Following up is Gutierrez. Makes a move in front of the net. Blocker of Cook made sure that Todd couldn't get a rebound chance. Martin to the line. Carlo will keep this in. Gutierrez redirects it to the corner. Todd takes a hit from Olsen. Leaves it for Williams. He led the Americans in scoring during the regular season. Damon Severson. Line is on a change, so Severson, the defenseman, showing off his offensive player, does a good job of it, too. Hanging onto that puck long enough so the Rockets can get the change in. Ole Lineker. He's got two Americans tying him up. Still got a pass to Bowie. A fake shot. Now he let it fly, but it was too high. Hurdle moves it to a open side, but Bowie got to it. Rigby shot. Oh boy, that just missed McHugh. Might have been slightly deflected. Comrie made the save. Bowie fans on his shot. Jesse Astles quickly the other way, and Bowie got back into position and eliminated Astles from the play.
Boy, what speed can do for you.
Madison Bowie, the 18-year-old captain of the Rockets from Winnipeg, drafted by Washington. They have to be happy with what they've seen from Bowie this season.
His game has grown so much, and I think it goes back to the under-18s. A lot of confidence in making that team, used in a couple different situations and roles.
Severson talked about wanting to get some offensive chances. Got a good shot that was stopped by Comrie. Chartier, he's having a good shift. Controlling the puck. Got it to DeVerden. His shot was deflected. Right back to DeVerden. Oh, he just missed connecting with Merkley. A good heads-up play by Severson to spot DeVerden down there. Damon Severson, a no-look pass. He got it to DeVerden again. Jackson Playfair drops off for Bowles. Now Nichols with a great chance, and Cook, he makes his best save of the game at an important time here in the third period. Lucas Nichols let it fly, and the first-team All-Star in the Western Conference makes a big save to keep his Rockets up by 1.
Amazing speed for Nichols. We've seen it all game long, and he gets a golden opportunity thanks to a great defensive play. It starts with Mitch Topping, the overager, number 25. Step up in the neutral zone, good stick, simple chip off the boards. It goes from Bowles and then back to Bowles, who sets up Nichols perfectly for the one-time shot. But Cook got over there with the glove in time, and another example of how good defense can translate into good offense.
Tri-City only trails by 1. Kelowna controls in their own end. Severson. Pass ahead to Olsen. That was too far for Goulbourne, and the face-off will come back into the Rockets' end.
Olsen, a Winnipeg draft pick, so surely he is well acquainted with Eric Comrie, the goaltender for the Tri-City Americans. And RJ, you and I have talked about the draft for Winnipeg last year. Really impressive when you include Josh Morrissey and Nick Patan in that group as well.
Morrissey up for Defenseman of the Year in the Western Hockey League, and Nick Patan put up a ton of points again, right at the top of the WHL scoring race for a second straight season.
Could be motivated for having slipped a little in the draft. Nick Patan, that's what type of competitor he is.
Ryan Williams, shot from long range, redirected to the corner by Cook. Klutnar slaps it back in. Williams offside. He'll regroup at the line. Give Severson some time. He's got the open man, Olsen. 30-goal scorer during the season. And Olsen's shot at Comrie being cautious on that, but he had it the whole time.
Olsen has the offensive abilities. There's no question, you know, you look at the size, the ability to shoot the puck, and I think it's a matter when you're the Winnipeg Jets and you're looking at this guy and saying, we need him to do that on more of a consistent basis. Toolbox is packed full.
Bowie, another dangerous chance. Comrie has to hold the fort for Tri-City. They're within 1. Astles, some good speed to the outside. Astles stopped by Cook. Oh, what a rush by the 20-year-old. The former Kelowna Rocket got a great chance to tie this game. Astles again. Carlo redirected. Oh, a big save off the deflection by Cook. Now Jordan Cook is showing why he made the Western Conference first All-Star team. He's being tested right now by Tri-City as they make a push to tie this game. Mitchell Wheaton, another Detroit pick. Saw an opening, got to center. Justin Hamonic. He can't get it past to Verdon. Parker Bowles played the bank pass. Nichols streaks into the Kelowna end again. Joe Gattenby trying to stay with him. Gattenby, the 16-year-old defenseman, being trusted by Ryan Huska and Dan Lambert. Nichols from a sharp angle. That hit the side of the net. Now in front, a great chance. And another save by Cook. This time he robbed Jackson Playfair.
I think Cook's starting to read everything that he's heard and seen written about Comrie, and he wants to step up, and he has here tonight.
You don't get to be the #1 team in the CHL without terrific goaltending, and we're seeing it right now from Kelowna and Jordan Cook. Nichols, he's been out there a while. That good speed, not enough gas in the tank to use it. Put it right on Cook, and he will hang on and get a whistle.
A flurry of tough saves, and Bowles with a flip pass. It is perfectly placed. Astles chases it down. Now he cuts to the net, and I think if it's any other than his old roommate, he probably crashes into him. And the second chance there created on a good stop. Playfair with a good chance again. And the Tri-City Americans peppering 3 good chances the way of Jordan Cook, and he stopped all 3.
Cole Martin. He sends it to the corner. Tyrell Goulbourne barrels in. Heffley throws a check. Williams can't knock it down off the dasher board. Severson's shot is off Gutierrez and goes out of play.
Goulbourne now going after Gutierrez. Those two exchanged words earlier in the period. And there he is, Goulbourne right in his grill again. This guy's fearless.
Well, Gutierrez has been good offensively. Goulbourne would be doing his job if he could get Gutierrez off the ice as a game winner and the lone win in the series for Tri-City. Todd, he'll chase it into the corner with Cole Martin. Martin was plus 61 during the regular season. Now Ryan Olsen has Severson jumping into the rush. Damon Severson backhands it in front. Going there was Kirkland, but Americans were back, broke things up. Madison Bowie all by himself. Now he's got some room. To the line, a fearless block by Pertil. Schmidley rubbed off along the boards by Carlo. Bailey in there trying for a loose puck. Schmidley after it again. It comes to Parker Bowles. Couldn't get it out. Stolen by Schmidley. Bowles right back on him. Steals it. Now it's taken away by Bailey. Waiting some time to shoot. It's redirected just wide. Lead pass. Bowie knew Bowles was up there. Wouldn't let the pass behind him. Braden Pertil. Got it to Astles. Crowd at Prospera Place. Into it now. 8:35 to go in the third. Rockets still leading by 1. Trying to win this first round series against Tri-City. The #1 seed against the #8 seed in the Western Conference. And Tri-City has given Kelowna all kinds of fits in the series. Every game's been close.
Yeah, you talk to both sides and they say that. And at times, Tri-City's been the better team in trading chances. We saw it just moments ago with 3 good chances in a row.
Puck comes out to DeVerdon. Getting back was Hamonic. He was the Tri-City Defensive Player of the Year. He's trustworthy back there. Off the glass, and that goes into the crowd and out of play. Just under 8 minutes remain, and Kelowna clinging to a 1-goal lead.
He's been really good here tonight. He at times could play a heavy game. He shoots the puck well, and I know there's been some comparisons to Jamie Benn, maybe not as highly skilled as Benn, but there is some of Jamie Benn in him.
Tri-City wins the face-off. They have to press now. Thrower kept it in for a moment. Kelowna sends it down the ice. Lutnar quickly ahead to Williams. We'll see a lot of this line down the stretch. Got the pass ahead to Todd. Couldn't cut to the net. Gutierrez from a sharp angle. Stop by Cook. And Kelowna clears the zone. Michael Plutnar into the Kelowna end. Cook wanted to play it behind the net. Puck bounced on him. Gutierrez has it. All alone in front. Todd, what a chance. And Cook came over again and got a shoulder on it. Oh, boy. Americans have had a few great chances in the third to tie, but haven't been able to beat Jordan Cook.
Todd's looking up at the scoreboard to see if he can get the replay. There's a first chance by Gutierrez, but they don't give up on the play. They maintain zone possession because of a good dump-in that got over the stick of Cook. Gutierrez comes out the short side. Todd has a perfect opportunity, and you can see the sign of frustration on his face as he throws his head back in disgust.
Bouncing puck at center now. Nick Merkley one-on-one against Wotherspoon. The two 16-year-olds, but the puck bounced on Merkley. You go into the end boards. Wotherspoon got the puck away. And now Gutierrez ahead to Astles. Madison Bauer. Alex just to get it outside his blue line. Big hit by Astles. Knocks Merkley down. And it's going to be a penalty to Astles with 6:48 to go.
Well, Astles was just trying to make up and protect his players because earlier in the fray, Merkley had laid a big hit. And Astles just trying to return the favor, but instead goes out of his way to take the call. See, there's the hit by Merkley. That's on Bo McHugh. And then Astles comes back and says, hey, you can't do that to my guy. And you respect what he's doing, but composure's huge at this juncture of the game. Merkley loves it.
Kelowna's had a power play goal in every game in this series. This is just their second opportunity with a man advantage in the game. DeBurden bobs and waves and scores. An unbelievable goal by Merrick DeBurden, his second of the game. And Kelowna has some breathing room up by 2.
Better be careful. He's leaving the box now. Off the draw. It's a 50-50 draw, and it's end up with the Tri-City Americans taking possession. His hand skills and stick skills are unbelievable. I mean, look at this move. That's a tremendous move to pull it out of the pile, get around the D-man, and go to the backhand upstairs. And now there's... See what happened, RJ. I was watching the penalty box after the goal was scored, and Jesse Astles was just beside himself. And as he left the box, he let the officials have it.
Unbelievable. Merrick DeBurden, he has been a magician with the puck in this game, has 2 goals. And Kelowna with 6:26 to go has that little bit of room on the scoreboard now, up by 2.
Just that little bit of insurance, and Jim Hiller is hot. He is hot over on the Tri-City bench. Man, oh man.
It is tough to create offense against Kelowna. Comrie has an issue with his mask, I believe. So he's taking the gloves off.
He's a smart kid. He knows what's going on back there.
The referee will take the mask to the Tri-City bench, much to the chagrin of the fans at Prospera Place.
He's one of the few guys that carries 2 masks with him. And he had an issue with one of his masks earlier in the series. So here they'll bring it over to Innes Mackey, the equipment manager. He'll try and get things sorted out here. And that's just to stem the tide. The crowd's into it. They got a 3-1 lead. And this is the intentional, unintentional timeout, if you will.
And maybe an opportunity to speak to the referee as well for Conley.
He's as calculated and as smart a kid as you'll find. So make no mistake about it. If it wasn't a massive issue, he sure did a good job making it look like it.
Well, he is the goalie, but he is the leader of this Tri-City team. He's their most valuable player. It has been tough to generate offense for any team against Kelowna this year. The Americans have to find a way to do it now. Their season depends on it. Heffley lead pass. That will be right on goal. The crowd applauds that it was on goal and probably that Comrie had a touch of the puck. Damon Severson. He'll be watched by Brian Williams. Tri-City was on a change. Heffley couldn't control in his own end, didn't touch the puck. So the Americans will have a face-off in the Kelowna and Merrick to Burton. 2 goals, including this one on the power play, to increase the lead to 2. And Prospera Place here in Kelowna is rocking right now. They sense that their Rockets are going to go on to the second round. A 2-goal lead with 5.5 minutes to go in the third. Damon Severson lofts it right in on Comrie. He takes a look, surveys the situation, had time to play it to his captain, Mitch Topic. Pass turned over. Chartier scores!
You got a couple of young defensemen back there for the Tri-City Americans, and here Brendan Carlo makes a grievous error. You'll see his Topping reverses it to him. Now he wants to go cross ice. He's got his head up, but that's the pass you can ill afford to make down by your goal line. Not only going up and out of your zone, but that far across the ice. It's picked off by Merkley. He gives it to Chartier, and nighty-night.
How about Rourke Chartier, 17 years old, had 24 goals in the regular season. That's his third of this postseason, and he won the team top defensive forward.
Some pretty good bloodlines. Father Mark played with the Saskatoon Blades in the late 70s, and then the University of Saskatchewan in the 80s. Someone you probably remember.
Oh, yes. Under 5 to go now. Kelowna Rockets up by 3. 2 quick goals has changed the dynamic of this game. Kirkland pokes it to Bailey. He'll send it to the corner to Kirkland. Lineker back to Severson. Shot stopped by Comrie. Kelowna wants a little more. They want to make sure this one is a no-doubter. Hamonic. Pass hit a skate. It'll go into the Kelowna end. Cole Martin didn't have a goal in the regular season, but very good defensively, and there will be a penalty coming up. Taverden is heading to the penalty box.
The 2 benches right beside each other as Taverden was going to the bench. He didn't like what Rodney Southam had done, and Southam took it right in the chops. Taverden was ticked. I mean, he went after him hard right at the end of the bench. But this one seems pretty much in hand for the #1 team. Team that's been very good on the defensive side of things. Up by play nonetheless.
Yeah, up by 3 with just over 4 minutes to go. The net's empty. Eric Comrie's on the bench. So this will be a 6-on-4 power play. Tri-City, why not?
I love it.
They have to get some goals. Season depends on it. Phil Todd, number 17. He's an overage player. He'll have a spark in his step. Parker Bowles, he has the lone Americans goal in this game. Mitch Topping, he's 20 years old. Weatherspoon, he's watched at the line. Puck bouncing around in front of the Rockets net. They get it to the boards and then down the ice.
Well, therein lies the danger. I mean, you don't really have a choice. Your season's on the line, but any clear out here is not going to be icing, so you can fire at the net from your own end.
Turned over at center. Chartier. He gets checked by Weatherspoon. Pass ahead to Topping. He goes cross ice to Top. Kelowna making it difficult for the 6 players on the power play for Tri-City to enter their zone and set things up. Again, Rockets, team that had the #1 penalty kill in the Western Hockey League, doing a good job. Essentially down 2 men right now. 45 seconds to go in the power play. 3 minutes to go in the game. Nichols. Checked by Wheaton. And he goes down the ice again. Kelowna not focusing on hitting the empty net. They just want to force Tri-City to start from their own zone. Josh Thrower. He was able to go right through the middle, but then checked. Bowie goes down the ice. This will be wide of the net, too. 15 seconds to go in the power play. Putnar ahead to Astles. He's an overage player, took a shot. Severson got a stick on it, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, Kelowna's done a really good job. It's been so tough for Tri-City just to enter the zone, let alone try and maintain any zone time and get things set up on the power play. And even with that 2-man advantage has now subsided. Comrie's gone back into the goal for Tri-Cities because you have to worry about the guy coming out of the box 7 seconds left.
One more face-off win, one more clear for the Rockets, and that is it. Taverden's back on the ice, and there's just over 2 minutes to play. Bowles checked by Taverden. Bowles gets it back at center. Merkley's on him immediately. Mitch Topping. Good Western Hockey League career for him. Carlo working hard to make sure Kelowna can't get the puck deep. Carlo gets it again. Moves the puck ahead, but he moved it with a glove, and that will whistle play dead.
1:45 left, starting to look at the career closing for a couple of overage players. Philip Tott has been so good in this series. Mitch Topping wearing the C for Jim Hiller and the Tri-City Americans, and Jesse Astles. All 3 of those players playing in their final WHL game.
Minute 40 to go. Heffley, he bumps with his man Weatherspoon. Parker Weatherspoon gets it outside the line. Gattenby right back in. Tri-City Americans, one of the most consistent teams in the Western Hockey League, had a run of 40-win seasons. Came to an end this year. They had a lot of injuries. Didn't field a healthy lineup very often. And in a 1 versus 8 here in the first round, gave Kelowna fits at times, able to win one of the games on home ice. The Kelowna Rockets, just an amazing year for Ryan Huska's team. Set a franchise record with 57 wins, 118 points, #1 ranked team in the CHL. Everyone expected them to win this first-round series, and they are not going to disappoint. This is Game 5, a 4-1 lead for Kelowna, and the crowd at Prospera Place saluting their Rockets. There'll be plenty more hockey here in Kelowna. Astles out there along with Todd. Astles using that great shot of his one more time, and all 3 overage players for the Tri-City Americans are on the ice.
As it should be. And, you know, the thing that amazes me about this team with the injuries and the youth now being put out on the ice is the fact that they finished 5th in the U.S. division. And that tells you everything you need to know. You finished 5th in your division, yet you still make the playoffs. That tells you all about the competition in the U.S. division this year. Everett stepped up. Spokane is always there. Portland imitating the year it's had for the last 3 years. The Seattle Thunderbirds a much improved team this year. And so the Tri-City Americans can hold their heads high.
The crowd at Prospera Place on their feet, saluting the Kelowna Rockets, who win their first-round series against Tri-City in 5 games. What a year for the Kelowna Rockets. Into the second round, number 1 ranked team in the CHL. A 4-1 win here in Game 5 against the Tri-City Americans. And plenty of work ahead for those men, Ryan Huska and Dan Lambert.
Celebrating Jordan Cook, who was brilliant in this game and really did a good job there with that 3-chance flurry by the Tri-City Americans. Just kind of closed the door there. And the overage players for Tri-City getting hugs from their teammates.
Kelowna takes care of business in the first round in 5 games, and the handshakes at center ice. Kelowna Rockets eliminate the Tri-City Americans in round 1. We'll have more after this.